We all know that there are players out there that are very bitter with the position of the Game Master. You know why. Reasons. They brag about and celebrate destroying Game Masters. Some of these people are popular content creators on YouTube. I have been in the hobby since the 80s, and here's my experience with those players. Every one of them that I encountered, if they were in a DM's game that treated their players terrible, that DM would walk over them. They wouldn't do anything. They would be told no, they would be treated terrible, and they'd let it go and walk away. How they would get their payback would not be taking it out on that Dungeon Master or that Game Master. They would go after the new Game Master or the fair and good Game Master who was kind to their players. They would take advantage of the new DM, GM. They would go after and take advantage of the kindness of a fair-minded Game Master or Dungeon Master. 100% of the time, that was their target. I knew a few guys that when they started, this happened to them and it ran them away from the hobby. And then you find out later that they could build up and be an authority figure because they are in another area of life now instead of bringing it to our hobby. These are talented people that could have built up to be great game masters in the hobby and would have been fair and kind to players. It would have been a benefit to the hobby to have people like them in it. But guess what? You know, when you're young and you haven't built that confidence up and you don't know that about yourself and you're just learning the game, having an experienced, bitter player like that enter your game and destroy it, it can be devastating. It can kill your confidence for running the game and make you leave the hobby. And it happens often. I even seen experienced DMs have one of these players come in, really harm the game, harm their confidence, and they have to dig their way out of that hole, and in some cases, even they leave the hobby. When you run these games, you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your confidence, your ego, everything on the line, and if that gets cracked in the wrong way, you're only a human being, it's only a hobby, you're not going to be glued to it. You might walk away, which happens to a lot of people that this happens to. Why wreck your confidence in who you are over a game? It's better just to leave the hobby. At least that's how many people see it. Because having that devastating experience, even once for a lot of people, makes them, leave jobs. It alters their life. What, do you think it's not going to alter their path in the hobby? 100% of the time, I find these types of terrible players to be cowards. You put them in some aggressive DM's game who is terrible to their players, and those DMs walk over these people. In the most cowardly way, they go after either new Game Masters, Dungeon Masters, or they go after fair-minded, kind Dungeon Masters that treat their players good. When you hear these players bragging about destroying Game Masters or Dungeon Masters, do me a favor, don't cheer for them, don't nod along. That's foolish. Alright, for now, take care.